Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents the Grimstone Chronicles! I am your DM and host today, although this is not always the case with this particular campaign. Let me get Mark's face in here, and we will then unmute, Adam and Mark. There we go. Your mics are nice and toasty now. How is everyone doing on this fine Thursday? What is it, May?
It's May 14th.
That's not which day it is. It's like, I know it's Thursday.
Fuck. They keep track of the days. Everything else is a blur.
Oh, it is. It is. I've missed a couple of my meetings at work a few times this week. I'm like, time. It's just lost all meaning.
I had a few people calling, like, aren't you coming to the meeting? And it's like, you mean the meeting that's tomorrow? And they're like, oh, never mind. It's like, yeah, okay. We're all good. Why am I in this meeting room by myself? It's because we have the wrong day.
The weekend of game that we had, or the Friday, Saturday, was so awesome. But it screwed up my sleep for the next 2 days. Like I was done for the next 2 days.
I got to admit, I was feeling it too. Like I woke up on Sunday, I was like, oh, I haven't slept enough, headache. You've been eating like shit for 2 days. Bowels was not good.
Right. It's like you fast for 9 hours, and then it's like, oh, it's time to eat.
I don't relate to this.
Okay.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'd do it again.
Yeah. I felt like shit on Sunday, but I was like, I know why I'm tired.
Yep.
We have a long weekend. Canada has a long weekend because we have a queen. Don't tell me about your Memorial Day nonsense.
Oh, is that this weekend? Is that this weekend?
This is weekend.
Yeah, it's been 12 years since I've lived in Canada. I don't know anymore.
It's,
fucking Family Day or whatever Canadians have.
It's the Queen Day.
Yep.
It's because of the Queen's birthday. Which queen? Not this queen, the other queen.
See, I wish they lined those up because I've got a long weekend next weekend. I've got Friday through Monday off. Friday because my office just decided you guys aren't taking enough time off, so we're going to do an unofficial day off kind of thing. And then Monday the 25th is Memorial Day. So I've got next weekend off. All right, we'll talk about schedules and gaming and what we're doing later. Mark, how are you, man?
I'm good.
Are you back at work or not?
No, I go back tomorrow.
Okay.
I worked in overtime yesterday, but basically had a week off. So.
What game are you playing?
That's how my schedule works. Sniper Elite 4 most recently.
There's a game where you
pretty good.
just play a
What's
sniper?
that? Yeah, you play. It's a third-person shooter where you play a sniper in World War II Italy. And the cool thing, the big feature of the game is when you line up a shot and exhale as you're shooting, you get the slow-mo and it follows the bullet, and then the X-ray as it enters the skull and the eye explodes and it goes through the brain or the liver or the heart. And there's even a cinematic where you shoot a guy's testicles off and you get a big thing that says testicle shot.
You got this dopamine testicle shot hit. Congrats. Are you playing a German or an allied?
An allied.
Okay.
American.
Are you sure it says testicle shot and not dick shot?
No, it says testicle shot. You even see the testicles explode as the bullet passes through.
We have come a long, long way since
technology,
Space Invaders.
just silly stuff.
Yep.
So, in sports news, I know we're all big sportsmen with the sports thing. I don't know if anybody else has seen the new Mike Tyson training footage. He's 53 and he's mauling the pads like a goddamn grizzly bear, hitting like a tank and super fast, which is awesome. Mike Tyson's a very entertaining fighter when he's not biting people. We'll ignore the biting people part. What makes it more awesome is the quote he gave in the interview, being in the Mike Tyson voice, so like the girly voice, but it may not be over yet. Anything is possible. I feel unstoppable now. The gods of war have reawakened me, ignited my ego, and I want to go to war again. I feel like I'm young again. He's on T. He's got to be.
Keeping testosterone.
Yeah, he's got to be on test. But
when you're 50 plus and talking about gods of war, is that
the gods of war have reawakened my ego.
Nice.
So it's one of those, like, I don't know, man. Evander Holyfield's training again. We're gonna have like fights from the late '80s, early '90s with just old dudes beating the crap out of each other, but they'll be roided up to their eyeballs. It'll be amazing.
The seniors division.
It'll be brain damage sandwiches every left and right.
Yeah, the gods of war might be talking to him, but the accounting gods might also be talking to him.
The gods of accounting might have said, the Mike Tyson adventures. That made you a little bit of money. Maybe you should use that to buy some food and some supplements. Get yourself jacked and huge again. Anyways, that stuff's amazing. It's just a quote about the gods of war have reawakened me, ignited my ego. I want to go to war again. It's like, fuck Mike Tyson, yes. I pay per view.
Sold. Nice. Okay. I made chicken parmesan today. I had some time to do some cooking, and like I did the chicken breast in the flour, in the egg, in the breadcrumbs, on a pan in olive oil, and then in a pan in the oven with some cheese and marinara on it. It came out. I'm like, this doesn't look like chicken, and I ate a little bit of it. I'm like, this tastes amazing. I never have to go to a restaurant again. Breadcrumbs were annoying to make, though.
You didn't buy the breadcrumbs?
I forgot to buy the breadcrumbs. So when I had everything out, I'm like, fucking breadcrumbs. So I took actual bread, put it in a pan in the oven until it was like really dry. And then I have a blender, and I stuck each fucking like 6 slices of bread one at a time in a blender and created some breadcrumbs.
You worked for your chicken parm.
This was a meal where I cooked. I fucking cooked.
The taste of victory.
Yep. Spaghetti sauce at the same time, so I was like a dervish in the kitchen. It was awesome.
We made steaks tonight. We overcooked our steaks. We were sad. We were like, oh no, sad face. Do we? Yeah, we'll go get some barbecue sauce.
I bet you the dogs weren't sad.
You know what? I'm on a diet. That dog gets to lick my steak drippings. That's all that. That thing could have been burnt to a hockey puck. I'm still eating it.
It's still calories. It's still good. It's still good. All right. Last game is called The Devil You Know. The party is led into the Underdark, beneath the city, by agents of Zagan to the gates of Undertown. The negotiations over Sunny don't go well, as a strange doctor wants blood and is very concerned about Sunny's lack of a belly button. The party retreats when a small army amasses the gates of Undertown. Spooked by the prospects of open season on the old stacks, the party decides to ask for help from the residents of Sylvan Acres. Dugganschmirf, Cog, and Capra rescue a wormling dragon from the clutches of water imps. They find a relic, an elven tabard of magical quality. At the Sylvan Acres, the trio present an offering to Capra's uncle, Mulberry Nighthorn. The resident Fae and Elf Bloods cast their votes and agree to support their new friends. While shopping and crafting, mercenaries hired by the Smiling Manticore ride into the neighborhood, led by a Sanctioned Wizard who has a strange rod somehow related to the golems. During the chaotic melee, the rod tumbles into a nearby storm drain as the rains come pouring in. And I think we ended the combat on round 7 with Cog grappling the wizard who failed to cast glitter dust to blind Slake and Sunny when the rod...
We cast it, we just didn't get blind.
Yep. I think Capra knocked out the hippogriff. Yep. And then further down the road, there's still this battle between the wizard's allies and the mercenaries and the many wizards' pets.
Which map are we on?
We're on the old stacks. Yeah.
All right.
So Dugan's a little bit injured. Amadeus is currently grappling, but has not roped the winged kobold yet. Agony is a little bit injured, so is Amadeus. This guard is sleeping. The 2 winged chupacabras are down. One of them is unconscious, while the other one is actually just tied up in ropes and struggling. Dee Dee's flying around, even she's got a little bit of damage. The urban tracker, I think, is sleeping, while the really injured Manticore mercenary is trying to drive away or do something with the cart. And we'll dive right in. Azrael the Sanctioned failed to cast Dimension Door when he was being grappled by Cog, is where we left off. So he's struggling under the bonds. How dare you touch a Sanctioned Wizard? Don't you know who we are? Dee Dee is the next to act. She sees the guy driving the cart and is going to fly and fire a sleep arrow at the mercenary who's driving the cart.
Mercenary's got a bonus to his AC because he's seated.
Yeah, so I think she missed. Oh, I don't have all the stats for all these guys open. Just give me a moment. It's after Dee Dee, so she moved and fired, and I think that's all she can do. She'll move again along the side of the, following the wagon. Kev is next. Kev, I think, is going to kill this giant chupacabra thing. Kev, or whatever this weird creature that Kev has become, is going to
monster Kev.
Yeah, he's gonna go into the shadows and hide and change back into Kev. I think is what he's gonna do.
I think he's gonna. What do you got? This was blood on my hand.
Yep, he is eyeing the giant winged chupacabra that's freaking out and trying to fly against its bonds. Agony, well, this poor kobold thing that's been pelting you guys with arrows, I think is going to get Agony's hammer. Agony steps in and is going to attack twice with his magical lucerne hammer called the Dragon Hammer, and I think those are 2 hits with the Dragon Hammer. Yes, I'm going to say the Dragon Hammer like that every single time.
Fair enough.
What kind of hammer is that?
The Dragon Hammer.
Dragon Hammer.
If you're hit a dragon with the Dragon Hammer, what happens?
So this is there a bard song going? I forget.
I believe.
Capra does have a bard song going, but it's from downtown, depending on the storm.
Yeah, we'll say that's not working right now. But 2 hits from the Dragon Hammer is 39 damage. those are power attacking Agony hits. That might put this little kobold out. 80, 98 damage. Yeah, he is unconscious, perhaps dead. And if I were, instead of shooting the shit, I should have opened up all of my pages.
But there's so much shit.
Yeah.
It was everywhere.
Yep. We were bitching about work.
So the winged kobold is out?
I think so.
We're gonna. Oh, you don't have.
I hope so. Yeah.
I see what sheet you don't have open.
Yeah. Adventure.
If it's got more than that hit points, I'm like, oh shit.
Well, it was a 7th level fighter, so I don't think he has that many hit points.
No, I don't think so either.
Hippogriff was out.
7th level fighter, 100 hit points. Yeah, that's probably happening.
All right. The kobold fighter had 70 hit points. 70, a little bit over 70. Yeah, he is unconscious. No.
He's dead.
He is dead. That
Unless
second.
You got a con of 30.
That second whack of the hammer crushed his skull, Amadeus, and the creature's bow clatters to the ground with rain all around. You think you can actually see part of the creature's brain?
He just drops it on his turn.
Yep. Okay. Agony just doesn't really seem to care about like you getting splattered with blood at this point. He just looks at the moving wagon to see what's going on. Zank. Zank was the name of the winged kobold. He is dead. I'm removing him from the initiative. Dingleberry.
Dingleberry is going to pretend like he doesn't see the constructs fighting the mage in the streets who's an official and is going to just, and we're all going to fight in and he's gonna just make certain the hippogriff's okay. And he's like looking the other way.
Okay, the hippogriff is stable. I don't know if you're using a heal check or anything like that.
I am going to use a...
You did knock it out with your sap, so you know.
I sapped it out, so
Yeah.
it's most likely not, we are going to handle animal. Do we think this thing is well trained? We're assessing its training.
Mm-hmm.
So... Ooh.
It's wearing a saddle. It has saddle bags.
21.
Yeah, you think the thing is at least trained for riding, but with claws like that, it's probably also trained for combat.
If only we knew a shapeshifter who could put in blue robes and have the hippogriff fly away.
Okay.
Okay.
You 21. Yeah, something like this is worth many more times than a particular horse would be, because it can fly.
But,
You probably also think that
It's the difference between a car and a flying car. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, you're talking maybe 10 times as much. You're not sure, but it's like significant. You kind of are glad that you knocked it out instead of killing it. There might be permits required for this. The Imperials tend to get uppity about weird stuff.
well, okay, so then it's only 5 times because it's hot.
Yep. There are saddlebags, and there was stuff jingling in the saddlebags, like the wizard had stuff on his person.
Okay.
We'll just scrape off the VIN, don't worry.
Azrael the Sanctioned, he is grappled, I believe, but he still has a mirror image running. So I think Slake is going to punch the wizard, not once, not twice, but thrice.
Commence the punching.
Oh, wizard! Yeah, he.
What wizard? I don't see a wizard. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no wizard around here.
Come here with your funny hat, and your funny robes, and funny ideas!
Try not to hurt the robes.
Alright.
I mean, I don't know what's happening over there. All I see is this hippogriff that's wounded in the street.
Alright, the wizard has an AC of 23. Grappled, that is -4, right?
Yep.
So 19.
It's -4 effective dex.
Which
So
means
-2
that
to AC.
yeah,
Yeah.
he gets hit twice by Slake.
And the other one is just a complete miss. That's
Yep.
a write-off.
Yep.
Yep.
But these are
So it's a D5?
power attack. Yeah, it's a D5 for the first one.
Yeah, against
is a miss.
Against Slake, who's grappling him, though, it kind of works. It works out even because Slake's at a -2 to hit as well.
Slake's not grappling.
Oh, Cog is okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's just getting pummeled. They're
he's-
ganging up on him.
he's
So
screwed
yeah,
down then,
D5 on the first one is a miss,
Pop, pop.
and then D4 on the second one was a miss. Okay. Ah, stupid wizard tricks. He swings. That last attack would be at
+2, I think, or something.
plus 0 plus Bard Song would be +1, and he hit AC 4. Yeah, so it's not within 5 of the wizard's AC. Okay, he's swinging, and there's a little bit slippery out there. The rain's in his face, and the wizard is trying to wiggle out of Cog's grasp. Surprise in cart, which were the
Jabberwock.
Oh, horrible chupacabras.
horrible
Chupacabras.
chupacabras. Yeah, that one chupacabra, if he rolls a 20, breaks the ropes. He does not. Amadeus. This one's bleeding in the street. People have begun to not only flee from the sound of combat, but they're also fleeing from the rain, because acid rains are common, or not uncommon in...
I bet they have really awesome umbrellas in this place.
Yeah. We go hunting.
Are those horses like running, or are they stopping?
No,
or...
he had started. So the obstruction that slowed them down to begin with is now gone. They have started to move quickly. Like, it does look like they're trying to get away from you guys. The horses are not at full tilt yet. Amadeus.
Amadeus is going
Drops
to
the kobold body that is dead.
charge,
Yep.
and he can grapple at the end of a charge.
He has that power?
He has that power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who are you grappling?
He's going to grapple the horse
Oh, this is
to
fucking
stop him
hilarious.
from going wild.
So you go and grab the horse's tail. Okay, this is a regular old riding horse.
It doesn't take too much farm experience. That grabbing a horse by the tail is a bad
Not a
idea.
good idea.
You don't. It's poorly.
30.
So, a heavy horse has a CMD of 21.
So I got him.
Okay, there's all sorts of fucked up as this horse immediately stops. The wagon jolts. We're gonna say there's a 50-50 chance that the sleeping urban tracker is awoken by the jolt of the wagon. We'll say 2. Nope, he's still sleeping in the bench at the wagon. The Manticore mercenary is looking at you like just with awe as you've grabbed the horse's tail but off to the side and lifted up one of the horse's back legs, and you're like starting to twist. The horse is making horrible horse noises as it's flailing around against the cobbles and falling against its own reins and what's keeping it kind of hooked into the cargo wagon. The wagon does let's see. Oh, the wagon. The wagon's going to tip on, well, I guess this is not voluntary, so the wagon actually tips on its side. He ends up giving the wrong command to the horse that is still up, horse fell. That one kept on going, yeah, and the wagon basically tipped over to the side.
It would the contents would go this direction.
Yep. And the whole thing is all fucked up. We'll see if he gets ejected from the wagon. Nope, he's still in the wagon. It's just tipped over. It's all twisted, and it's the bench is twisted from the back of the wagon.
Okay. And once everything's stopped and it's not going to go anywhere, he's just going to let the horse go. Actually, wait. We'll do it on the next turn so he doesn't kick me in the face.
Sonny?
Sonny. So the thing that this man was holding, where'd it go?
If we go to just briefly to another map, and I'll go there on Twitch. You guys are at the entranceway of the Steel Rose Mill. No, you're on the outside entrance. Outside. Yeah. You guys are fighting along this area right here. Like you had come down the corridor that leads to where Agony likes to hand out.
Give me a second. Steel Rose entrance?
Steel Rose outside, actually.
Steel Rose outside. Yep.
You guys came running down this corridor that leads to the stairs, and the wizard and the hippogriff are out here. So when Cog and him were grappling over here, the thing tumbled and landed in like a storm drain where you can see lots of water gurgling in. It's right beside the Steel Rose Mill, but by your calculations, it actually is going into some sort of it's not going into the underbelly of the foundry. Something nearby in the street, like some storm drain or sewer area.
Okay, so
it
how far away
disappeared.
is
It went into a storm drain. Like it's no longer visible.
It's no longer visible?
No.
Okay. We're going to. Crap! It's obviously magical. Shitty. Sorry. We need to have a way to do this. I need to put a magical tracker on that. Don't have one. Sonny is going to attempt to cast an entangle in the sewers, hoping that there is enough vegetation, fungus, or poopy plants
Okay.
to hold the rod in place.
Okay, you do hear this weird, like, the gurgling from the big storm drain where the water is rushing in changes somewhat. And then Sonny also thought he heard some sort of, like, from down in the sewers, but there's a flash of lightning and a roll of thunder and more rain coming down that kind of drowns out the sound. Like, something's down there.
Oh, I hope it doesn't drown. You can grapple with plants in the water.
You did see a bunch of mushrooms and things grow along the edge of the big storm drain grate. Like they all kind of like came out the sides. Like you did affect vegetation down there, which is kind of gross. Urban Tracker is somehow still sleeping through all of this. Dugganschmirf, a little bit injured. Yeah, Agony sees you standing in the street. He just gives you a nod and starts moving towards the wagon.
Duke's gonna head over this way.
Okay.
Actually, he can go if he. No, he doesn't want to lose his dex. He's gonna just go with.
The rain's ruining my hair! You did, Dee yelling.
Exactly the priority right now, Dee.
It's all fuzzy. Where are you going?
He's just kind of pointing, like, look ahead.
Cog is going to maintain the grapple. Adam, go ahead and give me a grapple check for Cog.
Yeah, get him, Cog.
With a +5.
He rolls a 10, and let me grab Cog's bonus. Cog's bonus on this is... that would be a 27.
Yeah, you are wizard handling the man. I just got him in a headlock.
And I think he's going to throw a knee because
he can.
He can. So he's just going to knee to the solar plexus.
Robo knee.
You're pretty certain that misses. He hits a
You could have done damage by maintaining the grapple, though.
total of
1d6, whatever he does.
Yeah, we'll actually, he's a grapple pin. He's pushing him on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. And then he throws an attack.
And you can prevent him.
His AC is 20-something. He misses.
And you can, no more talking for you, Mr. Wizard.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of pull up the wizard, wrapping his robe around his own face and kind of. The Manticore mercenary sees Amadeus fucking around with the horse. Oh, this is not good. This charm guard. Hey, Fox. Chaos. Chaos is happening. All the chaos. He seems to think that the wizard is... You can't quite see because it's a little bit further up that the wizard is being manhandled. He stands from his seated position. He moves off of the wagon down the street with a single move, and then he draws his own... does he have... Oh, he's a fighter. He can move.
With his, 2 hit points?
Yep, he draws a crossbow. And he's just like huffing in the rain. Like he's like trying to get to where the wizard is.
Does Capper see this man?
Yep.
This man with the balls of absolute steel.
Man, we'll measure your balls when you're an 8th level character and see.
He was hogtied a few moments ago. He was tied up with a bit of string.
Yeah, Azrael is pretty screwed. As a wizard, he's going to try 3 times to escape because you can, I think, in the system.
Yep.
He needs to roll 20s. He does not. He is struggling mightily against the pinning, the pinning cog, and his face is now being forced into the wet ground, kind of like he's sort of chewing on the ground, and his robes are stuffing his face. And
I don't know what's going on over there, but trying to keep the robes clean because we're going to need those.
Hey, you should go home, says Dee Dee, and Dee Dee is going to attack him with a...
Charm arrow.
No, I think a memory
Memory
forgetting arrow.
He's gonna want to forget.
It's funny. She hits. The arrow kind of turns into a bunch of little motes of energy which flow around his head and eventually disappear in his head. It's not good when motes of energy disappear in your head, and his will save is a whopping +1. He made it. He shakes his head, and he just looks like he's soldiering through.
That guy's tough.
He does turn around and look at Dee Dee, and he pauses for a moment. You can see his hand starting to reach up at that red gemmed necklace that he has. Kev. Whatever Kev turned into got turned back into Kev. Kev's going to move forward, and he's just using his falchion to kill the chupacabra.
So step, pick up falchion, attack chupacabra.
Yep. He basically slashes at the chupacabra and then kind of...
Oh no, he never dropped his falchion. He was attacking with just one claw.
Yep, he can't quite coup de grace, but we'll say he is adept enough to do that. Agony. Can't quite see what this guy's about to draw. So Agony moves forward. He moves forward again. And he looks at what's going on. I think he's going to go defensive.
Not afraid of red necklaces.
Yeah, he's not a red dragon.
Well, maybe he's afraid of red necklaces.
He could play in embers and things like that, but yeah, he's eyeing the urban tracker, and he glances at Amadeus like he's gonna put this guy out, but Amadeus is there. Dingleberry.
Dingleberry is going to go investigate the sewer grate.
Okay.
So he's going to look like a climb down. So he's going to climb off this ledge and scoot down and cross over. I'll make a climb check for trying to climb in the rain.
Yeah, DC 10 normally, and then 4 for slippery.
All right. We take the quick way down.
No, you make no progress. I don't think you fail at DC 14.
Okay,
so
then I'll try again for my next move.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, no problem. There we go. You land down. You land down, and you're not quite at the sewer grate yet, but you moved over, and I guess the sewer grate's right along the edge, so you can look into the sewer grate. What kind of sight does Capper have? Does he have dark vision or low light? I forget.
He's got low light.
Okay, give me a perception check. In between the lightning strikes, you might have seen something.
Alright, let's see.
There is definitely all sorts of like mushroom and mold growth that has overwhelmed this big sewer grate.
16.
A lightning strike happens, and you briefly see that this isn't just a grate that goes into the sewer. It goes into one of these large storm cisterns. Mm-hmm. Like it's a really big open space.
It's the big Ninja Turtle one where they go.
Yep. Yeah. And I actually have a map for this, so I'll show you what you're looking down on. There is a bunch of fungal growth along the sides that you're pretty sure came from Sunny. But about 20 or 30 feet down, there are all these crisscrossing ropes. Wait a second, those aren't ropes. There's a web.
Steve, no!
And the water is going through the web, and you thought you saw something climbing in the web, like something about man-sized. It looked spidery. And
I'm surprised.
I'm
actually surprised. I wouldn't have expected a spider to be down there.
And I need to find Storm Drain Cistern. Okay. make this player visible and unfog part of it.
There it is. Stormbrand. Oh, look at that.
So you're looking down into the storm grate, and I'll draw the grate. The grate is at the top, and we'll say that they made it a proper drain. You do see that some of the webbing has been weighted down by all sorts of fungal growth, like it broke some of the webs, and you thought you saw something climbing through the webs. It was hunchbacked and had many legs and looked a lot like your guide to Undertown. Mark,
Steve,
you picked the same monster as I did because we were building our adventures independently at the same time. I'm like, do I have to change it? Nah, I'm not going to change it. I already built the map.
All I did was establish that they exist here.
Yep. And there are some like glowing moss that looks like they've like recently grown very big, and there is a weird cocoon of like sticks and twigs and perhaps webbing off to the side. You thought you saw something kind of climbing that way. There are ledges to the north and to the south, and the water is gurgling all down there, and it goes down maybe another 20 feet below.
Well, we're...
The rod is nowhere. It's like in the brief flash, you kind of got what I described, and then you didn't see.
You know, one way to make spider webs easy to see? You shoot flaming arrows into them and see what happens.
Yep. Okay, so that's Capra looking into a storm drain. Slake's trying to step on the wizard's head. Stomp. Basically, he's slamming the wizard. He will roll.
Screams.
Oh, So pinned isn't helpless though.
No.
Pinned is not helpless. Pinned is prone and -4 for dex.
So
it's
-6 AC with his spells running.
Sorry, I might be quoting the wrong system. Give me a second. Pinned, I think, actually supersedes, so I think it's just -4 now. Because I think they say it supersedes.
Okay, well, he hit with the last one, not critical, and he hit an image. There's 2 wizards being grappled by Cog.
It's denied dex and -4.
-4 and denied dex, which is -6. Okay, so he still missed twice and then hit.
Did it pop an image with those 2 misses?
Nope. He's
glorious misses.
He power attacking +9 would be 14, -6 nope, and then the other one is, he missed twice. He's kind of kicking at the images, and he seems to be confounded by the illusion spell. Azrael's like, oh, please, I'm just here to fetch you.
Capra's doesn't. We're not fighting a human wizard. It's not a thing that we're fighting. We're not fighting a member of the Imperium or nothing. That's nope. But if we were, that would not be the right thing to say.
You're not supposed to be active. Amadeus.
Amadeus.
Yeah, nothing the wizard has said has calmed Slake down. Absolutely nothing.
No.
That's a shock.
He's basically saying, "Kick me. I slept with your mom." Like,
Is Amadeus the mercenary going for the beads, or?
Yes, you can. You can. You do see this glittering necklace with these very large, almost like ruby stones, and they're suspiciously like dangling from their own jewelry piece.
Okay, he's gonna release the horse.
Yep, the horse. The horse is all screwed up and it's tangled up in its tack and harness.
Horse might think it is a new horseshoe.
Yep.
So, yeah, that way. So 2 moves to get there. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, he looks startled that you're in his face again.
Stop!
All right, you're punching my guard. AC 20.
Plus, I'm not going to use power attacks. No Bard Song?
Not from this range.
No, Capra's.
All right. AC 26.
Yep, you haul your ham-sized fist into his kidneys.
Non-lethal, 9.
I think that knocked him out. Yep. He doubles over in the street. Falls down on his side.
Nothing to see here.
Sonny?
Sonny doesn't like violence. So he doesn't overly care. Sorry, I'm getting my maps confused. Guys, no, not outside. It's
Neighborhood Old Stacks.
Neighborhood Old Stacks, yeah, I keep flicking to... Alright, Sonny is glittery.
We might want to question him, says Cog. His legs go, oh!
Sonny's going to get ready to stabilize the wizard around the corner. He's just going to stay... He's going to keep himself hidden.
I just think that's some wishful thinking right there.
All right. This urban tracker, I'm going to say he stays sleeping if he rolls a 1, 2/3 chance that the rains wake him up. Yep, the rains wake him up, so he's like... He's staring at these 2 panicked horses. He looks over at Agony. He tries to crawl away from Agony. Agony's going to slug him one. Agony may have missed. AC 11? Yeah, this guy scrambled away, even though he's in a seated position. Alright, so he woke up, he moved, he scooched, and then he stands, and it looks like he wants to... He's, like, looking around at the destruction, and it looks like he wants to get away. The horses have stopped. Even if they try to run right now, the wagon's on its side. Dugganschmirf.
Dugganschmirf. Hang on, I'm just going to do a quick measurement here. Oh no, he can't do it anyway. He's just moving this way to see if he can help.
Okay. Yeah, you can see somebody is having a bad day. That's the 2 constructs are curb stomping someone.
Clang, 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 clang.
Slake's just stomping him.
Hold still! Cog? What's Cog doing?
Cog is going to maintain the pin,
Yep.
and then try to knock him out with like a knee to the groin.
Okay.
Oh. His bonus on this is he has a +5 plus 11, so plus 16, so that's 18.
CMD of 17.
Ooh.
Right, your wizard handling the man.
Yep, and then we're gonna try to knee him in the groin. We potentially knee him in the groin. Does he have images left?
What's that? Yes, D2.
Okay. Yay, we knee him in the groin.
Knee the wizard in the groin. Oh!
So he's flat-footed because he's prone, or because he's pinned. So the 12 non-lethal damage.
Ah! He's just chewing on his robes. He can't say anything for the life of him. Manticore mercenaries. That's not the urban tracker. This guy's sleeping. Oh, he's sleeping in the rain.
Sleep.
Oh, he's waking up. He wakes up. We'll say that's an action. He collects his crossbow, which is another action, and then stands from prone. Yeah, they went that way, says Kev. He just eyed him. Kev's pointing with his falchion. Oh, what sort of vagrant carries a falchion around? Azrodel, the Sanctioned, is trying to break this pin. Nope. He can't. He's getting all soggy, and his robes are getting heavy because they're getting soggy, and the rain is not helping.
Knees weak, arms heavy, mom spaghetti, something.
Right. Dewdrop goes, thanks, Amadeus. Oh, nice jewelry. Hey, you woke up.
Ping.
Yeah, the rain's just gonna wake him up again.
Well, make him forget. He's only known about 3 seconds of the fight anyway.
Yeah, that's true. She'll fire a memory arrow. It hits. He needs to make a will save. He fails. There's all this weird tendrils of magic around. He has this confused look on his face. He's like looking.
I was in some sort of horrible car accident.
Yep. Technically, he's now flat-footed until he gets to act, which is bad for memory. It is a combat use of memory, arrows. You forget where you are. You don't realize you're in combat. Kev is gonna... This guy was a crack shot with his crossbow. I don't know if he's gonna run up to him. Yeah, I think he's gonna run up to him.
I think he runs up to the crossbow guy. And...
Yep. He kind of runs around the post the guy is hiding behind. He attacks while saying, "You're gonna want to drop that." I think he missed the guy blocked with his crossbow, and then he'll take a second attack. This one is probably roll a 20. Yep. So he's waving his falchion around in the rain. Agony. Agony's definitely going to take advantage of this guy's confusion and whop him over the head a couple of times. He 5 steps in.
How dexy was this ranger?
Yeah. Well, he's denied his dex.
Yep.
And I didn't open his stats because I thought he was going to sleep through the fight. Give me a second. His AC is 20. His flat-footed AC is 18. Agony missed a couple of times. So he's like, oh! He may have been tipped off by the state of the wagon and the panicked horses and... and maybe
blood everywhere.
Yeah, exactly, but now
something is not right.
Right now, there's a dragon man attacking him with his really big dragon hammer, and
dragon hammer.
Yeah, he's going to go for his own weapons. I don't think he actually took out a weapon in this fight yet.
His first thing was to stick him to sleep because we randomly picked like the highest CR dude on that side of the field.
Dingleberry, you're looking down into this. It's dark down there. You thought you saw something moving.
Dingleberry is going to spend a full round action lighting a torch.
Okay.
I think it's a full. He's got a tinder twig, so he's going to draw a torch, light it with a tinder twig.
Okay. You got a torch in hand.
Yeah. And stick it down the hole.
You're just dropping it down the hole?
Yep.
Okay, well, the torch goes down the hole. We'll say 1 in 3, it actually hits the web. No, it goes kind of like it dings off the web, and then the torch goes all the way down into the water and...
Okay.
And
what did I see while it was falling?
Yeah. Let's go back to that map. This is... Sewers, storm drain cistern. You saw it looked like a little lady standing on the edge. Of the big storm drain. And I have a token for her.
never realized there was a Yodette in this world.
She's looking up. She looked at the torch, and she seemed to hobble back from the torch, and she's looking up and looking up at Capra. She tilts her head off to the side.
I dropped my keys. Could you bring me my keys? Sorry, I dropped it.
Then she's like slipping on all this mushroom growth that seems to be annoying her. Like she's kicking at it, and she looks angry that the mushrooms have grown over this weird web.
Yeah, if you bring me my keys, I can get rid of the mushrooms for you.
Why did you do that? She says, she's pointing a gangly hand up at you.
It was to stop my key from falling down the drain.
You wrecked all my collectors!
Collectors? Did it collect the key?
All sorts of things fall down here and I collect them! And you ruined it with your mushrooms!
Well, so... Sorry about that. Are you one of those spider people?
She kind of cocks her head off to the side. Give me a sense.
She's humanoid, or is she like?
She is a goblin. That is a goblin.
She's a goblin. Oh, okay, sorry.
An old goblin female. It is not the spidery thing that you said before, although you did see something spidery.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I thought there was a head on like a dryad sort of there, drider sort of.
Nope. Your mind's playing tricks on you, and she cocks her head off to the side. Give me a sense motive. You may have.
Okay. Sense motive. This is all 21.
What you say to me, boy?
And her bluff, as she's trying to shrug off your comment, is 19. Yeah, you put her on the defensive.
I'm Volkea. I collect things when they're not broken.
She's now waving a little stick at you.
All right, my key wasn't broken though, so are you? Quick question. Do you pay taxes or anything like that, or are you just kind of like squatting?
She gives you one of those old lady like I don't need to do that. She got bored with that line of questioning, and she's now like taking her little stick and knocking mushrooms off of the web. All right, that's probably enough for a combat round. Amadeus, let's go back to the neighborhood.
Okay, Amadeus. So, Urban Tracker's combative?
He's awake and scrambling away from Agony. He's got a bow on his back. It looks like a long bow, and he has a falchion also on his back, kind of arced in the other opposite direction.
Amadeus, can I do that?
Yep.
All right.
The horses have like little blinders on, so.
And we're gonna try and grab him.
Oh! He doesn't understand.
We don't understand.
37.
Yeah. You've got the palm of your giant hand just sort of like cupped over his face, and then you dug your greedy little grapply fingers underneath his ribs, like you pushed in his belly and kind of grabbed upwards. It's making a very surprised sound.
This is quite surprising.
Well, yeah, the guy with a 24 strength is grappling you. It's like he's pushing things in that are not supposed to.
This is not right.
All right, Sonny, you had a ready to action. Are you continuing the ready to action?
I'm continuing ready to action. I don't want them to. Oh, he looks like he's had almost enough.
The Urban Tracker is going to try to break the grapple because this is not good.
Being grappled is bad.
20.
It's one of those things where I think the way you defeat Amadeus
31?
is you need to kill him in one round before he ties you up.
He rolled a 19. He's got a 12. He's
Let me double check. I think you did it.
He's fought before Amadeus. Like he knew what to do. like he pushed on a pressure point, made your arm kind of collapse a little bit, and wiggled his way out.
Okay.
There's a look of abject terror in his eyes, though, like he doesn't want to be here.
He's got 2 actions left.
And then he's going to step and then step.
Yeah, 31 is what he needed.
Like he's backing away from all of you. He doesn't have anything out yet, but he's backing away. Unfortunately, that's going to not be enough to get away.
No.
Dugganschmirf.
Dugganschmirf.
The Dugs. Dugmeister. The Duderino.
It's gonna... It looks like the wizard's taken care of. He's gonna join Capra. What you looking at?
There's a little ugly goblin lady down there flicking mushrooms off of a giant web that is just drenched. Like rain is coming down into the cistern and then gurgling down in the bottom of the cistern. It's like her web is bisecting the cistern in half.
Remind me, she needs to pay rent.
Well, I think she might... I think she's a spider. And she's got the key thing, maybe. And...
Hey, you got our key! What fucking key?
You broke my collectors with all of your mushrooms.
Yeah, so she's upset about her mushrooms, but... I don't know... Do you follow the Fairy Pact?
I collect things that people lose. And then I
That sounds
trade
helpful.
them.
Do you give them back, or what do you do with them?
You want to do trade? You come down. You see what Volkea has.
Alright, but...
You come down. Volkea tired of yelling.
Can I take an action to look for... Oh, actually, never mind. He's got to wait for... What are we looking for?
We're looking for the key to Slake and Cog.
What fucking key?
There's a key! You swing it around and then they get a headache. They gotta listen to you.
Cog's turn. You can hear somebody struggling and some flapping of some wet robes and
We realize that he only fails on a 1. He'll maintain the pin. He fails on the 1.
Oh.
The pin is broken.
No.
The wizard's climbing around on all fours.
Get him!
Actually,
He's then gonna...
I don't think he's prone. I think he was just disabled, right? Or
He was
No,
pinned.
he was pinned. Okay, so yeah, he's he manages to get to a railing and kind of gets himself up without any problems.
So if he... Oh, never mind. No, he's got to maintain the pin. Yeah.
Okay, so that was
Yeah,
Cog's
so
first
then,
action.
then we're going to flurry him, and the first one will be a stunning fist.
Oh, missed the stunning fist. However, the second attack is a hit. And AC 23.
AC 23. No, there's no way we're hitting AC 23. So
Yeah,
just
some
regular
some
hit.
sort of flying abjuration spell. You kind of clonked your head off, your fist off of.
3 damage.
3 real damage.
No, 3 non-lethal.
Okay. Oh, that's hurting him. He is now free of the... Oh, and it's his turn after the Manticore mercenaries. It's Cog, Manticore, Azrael.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh no! Oh no! Bad time to roll 1.
Alright, Manticore mercenaries. There is the guy who's fighting with Kev way over here. Alright, he's gonna 5-foot step back and fire at Kev point blank with his crossbow. Good junk. +1 for point blank shot. AC 29 on Kev.
Pretty certain that skews a Kev.
Yep.
Also, the fact that Kev's name isn't Kev is really...
5 damage on
fun in
Kev.
the list. Kev...
He 5-foot stepped. He fired his crossbow. That's 2 actions. He drops his crossbow, which he likes, as a free action, and draws a longsword.
Does he want to hold the longsword in one hand and crossbow in the other, so he doesn't have to drop his weapon he likes?
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he'll do that. He shifts his crossbow to the other hand and draws a longsword. You wanna play, do you? rain dripping off of his hat, and this scowly look like he's played swords with other people before. Azrael the Sanctioned.
Come for the bomb fights, have you?
Azrael the Sanctioned needs to cast a spell because that is what wizards are for. Okay.
Fuck it up. Fuck it up. If he gets away, it's all sorts of bad.
Azrael is going to willingly 5 step off the ledge, kind of like over the edge. He's just like hurling himself down the.
Okay, so it's voluntary movement, so he's still going to provoke.
He's going to provoke as he's voluntarily moving. That's an AOO from Cog and an AOO from Slake. In the order of initiative, which is Cog first, then Slake. He just kind of goes over the balcony.
Cog is going to throw a stunning fist.
Yep.
Didn't he already throw in this round?
Don't think you... Are you limited by 1 per round? Sorry?
I think so.
Give me a second. I thought it was...
Because Good.
Anyways, you missed him, but hit within 5, so his last image disappears.
Yep.
Oh no. Which means it's Slake's ammo.
No more than once per round, so there couldn't be a stop. Correct.
You tag the image and Slake's like, oh! Just basically two-fisting his hands downwards in a very, very violent motion. He is power attacking because he hates this thing called Wizard. AC 22 misses by 1.
Okay.
Hits the shield spell. The wizard's going to immediate action use a feather fall.
Okay, so he has no actions left.
Immediate action is not the same as an action.
Is it, so on your turn, doesn't it? Because normally immediate action when you use it on your turn becomes a swift action. So if you use it in your round, it was your swift.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Take a quick peek.
Because he's gonna fireball the whole lot of you. If,
I know what you're saying. Though. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Is it the equivalent of Swift, right?
Well, so a free action on your turn would usually take up your Swift, so you couldn't immediate action and Swift on your turn.
Yep. I think you're right. I think he just...
So he falls. Yeah, I think he just eats shit at the bottom. Or he doesn't...
Well, no, he feather falls, so he hits the bottom.
He's got 1 action left.
Got 1 action left, and he's moving into the street, away from you psychos.
Alternately, he could fall down, bunk his head, and then fireball.
No, he's
not going to willingly just...
He whirls around. How dare you touch a wizard like that?
I don't know who would touch a wizard like that. It's all sorts of rude.
I agree. You touch a wizard like this.
We will make a note of this just to keep things moving. We'll check immediate during your turn.
Yeah.
What you're saying makes sense, Adam. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, normally when immediates happen, it costs your Swift. It's something we don't track very closely either.
So would an immediate action on someone else's turn cost you an action on your turn?
So it costs... I believe it's supposed to cost... In this one, it's supposed to cost you your reaction.
Okay.
So it eats up the same thing as your AOO. You can't take an AOO if you use this with, or use your...
Okay, I'm asking because my next feat gives me an immediate action.
Which means I think he has his action. I think it gets turned into a reaction and not a swift action.
It's so what we have here is to use an immediate action ability. You can use an ability that is used as an immediate action, the default action economy, as long as the conditions of the ability are met. And this is a reaction. Now, the thing is, when you use the reaction, immediate action spells are swifts if you cast them on your turn normally.
Yeah.
You can do it whatever. You can fireball, do the thing. Well, I'll sort this out. I can look at the logistics later.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I think because he hasn't done any damage.
He's a villain and he needs to do some damage. Whip off that fireball. As long as he doesn't have any more dimension doors left, he can whip off all the fireballs.
He kind of he does this sort of and he gets missed by Cog and missed by Slake, and then he Well, the shield spell absorbs Slake's punch, and then something caught him. He smiles at you, and how dare you touch a wizard like that? And he drifts down to the bottom, and then he lets out some arcane words, and then Sunny's like, as he may recognize the arcane words.
He tries to counterspell, but he doesn't know the things he needs to do. But hopefully he doesn't want to blow up his ride, so we'll see. We're pretty spread out.
Yeah, how do I get those fucking constructs, but not...
I think he has to shoot it high.
Yeah, he shoots it high. This is the underbelly of the fireball, which kind of rips off the side of the building, and he catches the two constructs. His fireball will do this much damage. 35 fire damage, save for half.
That's a problem. I'm going to check bloody the cogs. That's a big fireball for a little man. He's not even like, look at me.
Look at this. Look at those
no,
five.
He's just got a big fireball. Oh my god.
Very intense in the rain.
All right, so
Slake doesn't make a saving throw. Slake heals 11.
That looks small, actually.
It's because he fired. That centered it higher.
Oh, I see. Okay, sorry.
The part that's at your level is only a 15-foot. Yeah.
What's the DC?
The DC of this wizard's fireball is 18.
Okay, so
combat. Holy crap!
Cog fails by 1, and I don't know if he eats the poo poo.
35 damage.
He is dying.
Nope, he is stable. He is automatically stable and inactive.
Yep.
He gets blasted by the fireball. A spring. A couple little bolts go flying out. Agony's just screaming, just growling and screaming. Or Slake is, sorry. And Azrael's like, "It serves you right! Why are you still standing?" Part of Slake's side is like glowing from the fireball, and the rain that is tinking off of Slake is like sizzling.
I have a feeling he's about to get his. Have you ever seen Mario where he jumps on the Goomba and it turns really thin? And he goes.
Dewdrop checks on Agony and Amadeus. They look all right, right?
Amadeus has 11 damage out of 31.
31. Okay, she really wanted to get the necklace, but her desire to heal kicks in, and she'll fly towards Amadeus and deliver a weak sauce lay on hands.
Healing.
Combat sheet. Lay on hands. She's only got 5 more of these per day. Yeah, she moves over and... you don't look so good. 4. 1 damage healed. She'll get
1?
Better. 1. She'll get better at this. Dude, she's a first level Oracle Bard.
It's a lay on hands.
Yeah,
Okay, 1
yeah.
damage. So
We're not in the old system where it's like, here's your 72 healing out of your 3rd level healing.
Here's your next encounter of healing.
I was thinking cure light wounds. That's why I was like.
Kev's like, yeah, you're not getting away.
Fighting in the streets. He tried to take my whiskey.
Mark, do you want to roll for Kev tonight?
I'll roll for Kev if you'd like, or
Okay.
Mark can roll for Kev.
Go ahead, Adam.
You've got Cog, I think, Adam.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll do Kev. Let's see.
I think Mark's played a doppelganger before, too.
It's been a while.
You
All right.
remember.
They're pretty straightforward, actually. It's
Yeah, let's see.
other skills are infinite, and then
he does.
Ahmed does his sheets differently than
He
I
does
do.
have. He's built for combat bluffing. He doesn't have improved feint yet,
Okay.
and improved feint or feint without that feat is a complex action. It's 2
Complex
action.
action, yeah.
so it would be 5-foot step feint.
Yeah.
You would be able to hit him.
What's his...
Looks like his
decent though. Like he's
Yep, and it's 2 higher when he's in Kev's form. So his strength is actually 18 right now.
all right. So
Because
18
alter self and medium creatures.
range plus 7, and his falchion is plus what? Or is it
Plus masterwork.
yeah, plus masterworks. Okay, so plus 9. And I gotta check his feet. So he's got. All right. Okay. So
That's funny.
he's gonna
Obfuscate character sheet. Funny.
fucking character. All right, so he's gonna try. I'm gonna try the bluff to feint.
What is Kev's classes? Good question,
Plus
Fox.
17. So 23 against whatever. What's the
23 against the crossbowman.
Oh yeah. You hit him with the
no, that's bluff.
Oh, okay. CMD is 10 plus his sense motive or his Bab and wisdom. Is that how it goes? I think we'll go with the Bab.
It's 10 plus Bab plus wisdom, I think.
His wisdom's 8, so it's 10 plus Bab minus his wisdom. 17 is the DC.
Okay, so he gets it, and then he's going to attack.
So I think
No, you 5-foot
he
stepped
stepped
and
he
you fainted.
fainted, and then I think he's
Oh,
flat-footed against your next attack before the end of your next turn.
shit. Okay, I didn't realize it. Oh yeah, I do have to step.
He doesn't have to play. He's got like 1 hit die.
That's really not what I would have wanted to do then. I wasn't paying attention. All right, my fault. All right.
Agony. Agony's going to step around the wagon so there is no cover and attack twice. He hit once. This guy seemed a bit dexy, so he didn't power attack this time. Plus 8? No, he missed.
Next attack.
And then he rolled a 2.
Oh.
So Agony kind of came scrambling over the wagon and missed a couple of times. This guy is like backing away from the very vicious dragon man. Dingleberry is next. The wizard and you briefly lock eyes as you look up at him smoking one of your constructs. Dugan's making the noise.
Did you ever hear about the one with the construct that fell off the bridge? We're gonna cast hideous laughter on him.
No? What sort of idiocy is that? This is his will save without any of the modifiers for not being the same type. He rolls a 2.
He thinks it's fucking hilarious. It is goddamn hilarious.
I don't know why I'm laughing. He falls down, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He's laughing, and he's prone, and he's got the giggles.
It's not funny. Slake is jumping off of the.
He's superhero landing on the wizard.
Yes.
Oh yeah!
I'm gonna treat this like a charge. Slake is going to. If he misses, he falls. It takes damage. If he hits, he'll add the falling damage to not only himself but to the wizard. Ah! the wizard on the ground laughing manages to get out a shriek as Slake comes barreling into the prone wizard. +1 from above charging. Yeah, he hit.
And Sonny just got the best robes in the world.
1d4 plus 18 plus 2d6
We might need to use those robes to make it look like we've never.
For the
He
fall.
flew away on his hippogriff. I mean,
Oh god, he did 32 damage to the wizard.
It is like Mario.
And then, look at that, 6s, and he did 12 damage to himself. Slake is now bloodied from his
go with the wizard into fireballing you again.
So he basically spread eagled and hit the wizard, but he also landed like face first into the ground.
Netflix has Space Jam. If you haven't seen Space Jam in a while, you should watch Space Jam.
I don't think I've ever seen Space Jam in its entirety.
Michael Jordan.
I know what it is. I just don't think I've ever sat through it. I don't like slapstick. I don't like slapstick comedy. Remember that. I don't like Leslie Nielsen
I take it back.
Leslie Nielsen.
For people who had childhoods at the same time I did, go watch Space Jam. For those who didn't, it's going to be stupid.
All right, the wizard is unconscious, maybe dead or dying. You're not sure. Amadeus.
There's still a
fight.
I'm fairly certain Sonny can't. The guy's off a bridge. He can't stabilize from here. Obviously, it's not gonna.
I think it's a little too far away too.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
Pythagoras or whomever.
Line of Sighterus is also a problem.
Line of Sighterus.
There.
Stupid.
Fuck, I miss him.
Yep, this guy's dancing around in the rain and throwing you head fakes. He wants out of here. He doesn't want to stay to fight. Sonny, what are you doing?
Are you okay?
Oh! He's not moving.
Oh. He'll cast a stabilize. I don't know if he's dead or not. We're just
okay. Yeah, the wizard is now stable. The urban tracker is going to full defense is a 2 action.
Full defense is 2 actions.
Okay. Then he moves away.
Does that mean I don't get AOs?
No.
No, you both get AOs. He, in order of initiative,
it's a jacked AC.
Agony.
Yep.
Agony missed with his hammer.
I got it. No, probably 20 probably doesn't hit.
And you try to grab or punch him, and he moves away. He's definitely retreating from this battle. There's nothing for him here. Dugganschmirf.
Dugganschmirf.
Him getting away, he doesn't know that they found the constructs. He doesn't know that there was a chase.
Yeah, I'm very much of the opinion just let him go. Because I don't think we want to steal this guy's stuff, because he will come after us, I feel like. Dugganschmirf sees the wizard's not moving. Ah, pity. Alright, lady, we're looking for a key. That's right, a key?
You broke all of my collectors with your stupid mushrooms. I saw something fall. I'll tell you where it went if you come down here and trade with me.
Alright, I'll come down and trade. And the mushrooms will go away. You don't have to worry about them.
They sure
Alright.
grab me.
She's like fighting with one of the mushrooms now that's grabbed her stick.
Yeah. Who did that?
Who? Sonny's like looking behind him.
Cog is
The
unconscious.
owl, that's his name. That's his gang name. He's the owl.
The Manticore mercenaries.
Actually, he's going to go down, fly down in the sewer.
Okay.
Cautiously.
Yep. Yeah, it's a giant. I'm gonna move you to a different sheet. So
Yep.
sewers, storm drain, cistern. It's a giant cistern. There's a giant web, and it looks like all these mushrooms in spots along the web and along the walls are all kind of grabbing, like because of the spell. There's a weird cocoon. It's almost big enough. Perhaps it's like a living quarters.
Okay.
And this lady looks quite at home down here. The level that she is on does go into 2 directions. and there's water pouring over the sides in both directions into the cistern, and it's kind of gurgling in this big torrent as the rains are coming in.
Ew! Who are you?
Oh, the name's Dugganschmirf. I am the leader of the Steel Rose Watch. You might have heard of us.
You watch buildings?
No, we watch from buildings.
You can watch it rust!
Alright, you found the thing that fell off not.
Do you have something to trade?
Well, we will. Throw the wizard down!
What? You...
All right, there's combat going on. I'm going to go back to the other map. she's quite.
Say throw the wizard?
She seems to be quite willing to have a conversation with you, although she's creepy looking, and it is a big spider web, which makes you almost nervous in a little bit of a primordial sense. I imagine Fae with their little wings don't like spider
Welcome
webs.
to my parlor, said the spider to the fly.
Yeah. The fairy tales of fairies are going through your mind.
Yep.
Good old stacks. Okay,
The human tales.
Dugan just went into the sewers. He's fine. The Azrael the Sanctioned is stable. Dewdrop. What's Dee Dee doing? Where's Dee Dee? There she is. Dude's running away. Guy is being threatening towards Kev. Hey, that's our vagrant.
Our vagrant, horrible monster man.
Yeah, she may not have quite seen what Agony is seeing. Agony's just shaking his head. A sleep arrow goes flying towards that guy, and height, I believe in magic, just hits his will save. Fails. He falls asleep. Ah! The urban ranger's like freaking out when his buddy falls asleep because there's like a little poof of an arrow across his shoulder. No, Kev, no. Because like Kev was like raising his blade to like Kev.
Yeah. Have it your way, but he's gonna get up.
Kev picks up the crossbow and puts it on his back.
The guy also, I believe, had a longsword that's sort of in his hands.
He has a falchion. He was covetous of the crossbow.
Okay.
He's gonna pick up the. Now he's got a crossbow and a falchion. Like he's. Whatever.
Okay. Kev also notices this guy has some peculiar-looking bolts in a bolt case.
Oh, where do man of venom?
You take his bandolier of bolts, which may have multiple.
I need arrows.
So 1 action to grab the thing, 1 action to stow, a 3rd action to grab the bolt case. You've got that in your hand. Dee Dee's fine with you robbing him, not murdering him. Agony. Well, this guy's still fucking around. We need to make him go away. Oh! Nat 20 on the first strike.
Ooh.
He confirms the crit, and then he hits him again.
Even with the total defense?
On the second attack, total defense, the guy would have AC 26. He rolled a 19. Agony
Probably hits.
with his dragon hammer. Plus 8. So plus 3. No, he missed on the second one. Just the crit.
Crit's still good. And the,
Crit is standard damage plus 1 bleed.
no, Lucerne hammers are times 2.
They're times 2 crit weapons.
It's still going to be like 40 damage.
Bleed 1's not a good.
44 damage and bleed 1. Yeah, he caught him with the pointy part of the hammer plus the actual momentum of the hammer crunched into his shoulder. Ah! He's bloody because of that, and he has bleed 1. There's a rumble from the heavens as if the war gods are pleased. Dingleberry.
Did you say it's tossing the wizard?
You get the good stuff, yeah.
Alright. Oh, mister, you fell down. Are you okay? Oh, I hope he's okay. Mister. Now he's gonna go and he's gonna, if it's got a wand or spell component pouch or something like that, like we're taking the
you're taking
thing that makes the spells come
Yeah,
out.
you're taking stuff off the wizard. Yeah, the wizard has all sorts of little trinkets and fun things. You start robbing the wizard in the street. Slake is just... He picks himself up. He's like dented in some places.
You left an imprint on the ground. There's a slake here. That's a slake right there. You made a slake angel in the street.
Does Slake murder the wizard?
Don't get answers from a dead man. Well, not at our level, anyway.
This guy knew who we are.
He knew something. He had your control device.
Slake is now roughly pulling things off of him when he sees Capper doing that. Like he's ripping the ropes off of him and taking stuff off, and he's not necessarily being very gentle.
Don't worry. Oh, your robes are all dirty. We'll get these cleaned for you so you can go on your way once you wake up.
Amadeus?
Oh, Amadeus wants to make sure this guy's got enough incentive to go.
Just a horrible, horrible place to be.
Or not come back, at least.
Yep.
28. Grab him.
Yeah, you do. Well, give me a second. His CMD might be different than his CMB.
He would have added to his CM.
It would be higher.
His CMD is 25 when you add his...
31
yeah.
with total defense.
Yep. So you miss?
Well, he definitely got touched. He just didn't get held. It's
Sunny?
Should I be concerned?
Does his fast
He
healing
is not
kick
waking
in?
up.
Does his fast healing kick in or anything like that?
It kicks in on his turn.
Okay.
He only gets one round of it, so we screwed it up last time, and it's not enough to wake him up.
Okay.
Sonny's inspecting Cog.
Yeah, you're gonna have to learn magic to fix this guy. Although he is technically living, you have seen him. You have seen healing magic work on him, although not as efficiently as a living being.
We'll try to heal him. We'll see if that does anything.
Okay.
What private healing spells do I have prepared? I will sacrifice a... We're going to keep the remove fear. Because reasons.
You may have heard some whispered stories.
There's been stories told around the campfire.
Of the bane of your third level group.
Yeah, well, speaking of Bane, we'll actually use Bane to cast a healing spell. For one healing.
4 people. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that wakes Cog up. I'm not tracking.
On his turn, that'll make him disabled.
Okay. The urban tracker. I think he's all out running. Well, first he takes the 1 bleed. He's just gonna run. Now this does incur an AOO from Agony and AOO from Amadeus.
Does he have the run feat?
He does not have the run feat.
Okay, he's flat-footed.
Yep. Agony will take the AOO. He seems a little more vicious than... He misses.
He doesn't have this order that says you need to have mercy or whatever.
That's right. This guy's snooping around where Agony wants to molt. Yeah, he's swinging his hammer, but he misses. The street is slick, and everyone's clothing is really heavy and wet from the rain. Amadeus, you're right, Yo.
He's not taking. He's gonna. Don't come back.
Okay, he runs at times
4.
4. There's 120. Another 40 down the road. Trail of blood through the.
It's being washed away by the rain. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. You could see a couple of bloody drops where he was.
Don't
fighting.
worry, in this populated city center where nobody knows this happened, it's fine.
Dugganschmirf
Secret.
is talking with the old lady. I think this is close to the last round of combat. Cog. is-
Cog fast heals 5 and is disabled.
Making very mechanical noises. You can see his hand reaches out and he grabs a couple of like bolts that fell out of him and collects them up into his hand. Manticore mercenaries. This guy is asleep, but he's asleep in the rain. And
It's getting waterboarded in the street.
he wakes up and then he looks up and
Kevin is just sitting there, like, with his crossbow kind of, like, wedged up against his junk.
he sees the destruction, the tipped over wagon, guy in the street, the 2 dead chupacabras. Yeah, he's gonna crawl away from Kev. Fucking not getting paid enough for this. He wakes up, crawls away, incurring an AOO, but Kev's got his hands full.
He's got the crossbow out for show. It's
Yep.
just
And he's like lurching up out of the wet street. Azrael the Sanctioned is unconscious. Dewdrop. Will turn invisible. For the keen-eyed, you do see that there is an invisible being floating around in the rain. It's a very neat effect, but it might be easier to sense where these creatures are. She is going to flutter over to her companions.
Aren't the 2 of you okay? Oh, I'm a little bit hurt too. Maybe I'll try this one.
There's a beautiful. She can't. She turned invisible and moved. She's gonna do that next round. Kev.
Next round. Kev.
he's awake now.
So he is going to take an attack on him.
He's got a crossbow in his hands.
He's going to drop the crossbow
Okay.
because he is flat-footed, right?
No.
Because I fainted last round.
He's flat-footed against your next melee. Well, in the middle, he was knocked out, so you took gear off him, so he's no longer fainted.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Not. Don't do it. That's right. Or did it? And I get my. I don't think he got his turn.
Well, no. On his turn, the first farm was unconscious, and Dee was giving him the tut, so he just robbed him instead of.
No. Oh, right. Okay, so he did get his turn. That's right. Yeah, he's going to. He'll attack.
Okay. He raises his armored arm to try to block the falchion.
18 strength.
He looks startled by the drunk with the sword.
Oh, natural 1. AC 23.
Would have hit. You you could have slipped in a puddle and
He's just going to attack.
attack again.
19.
19 misses by 1. Agony, get out of here! Agony's gonna charge. Power attack. Big hammer. I think because of the charge, I have to check. I always get his attacks. Power attack charge is +9. He missed. There's no bard song. Buffing is important. Dingle. Just robbing wizard.
Yep.
Slake is helping you rob wizard very quickly. We should bring him inside.
Yeah, we might want to do that. He fell down the sewer, and there's a spider lady in there, but she doesn't look like a spider. She looks like a goblin, but that spider lady there is a spider. There's a giant spider in the sewer. I don't know if this is one of those spiders, or it's a people spider, if it's a spider spider, because if it's a spider spider, there's a giant spider with the web and everything.
I just kind of pierces your lips together. Quiet. We'll bring him inside. We'll let Amadeus play with his ropes.
Yeah.
He Slake picks up the wizard and is marching around to get to the place where you actually climb up. Amadeus, speaking of guy with ropes.
The other guy's running. That guy's no.
It doesn't look like he wants to stay. He's backing away from Kev, but Kev's being super aggressive. So is Agony.
Amadeus is gonna. What's he got for weapons?
He. Does he have his longsword in his hand? So you took his.
Crossbow.
You took his crossbow. He had his longsword in his hand, but he.
Fell asleep.
Did he fall asleep or not?
He did get hit with a sleep arrow
Okay.
with the longsword in his hand.
If I roll a 1, it's on the ground. No, he still has it in his hand.
Okay. In that case, I'll grab.
Okay. He tries to swing his sword, but you're already underneath his arm by the time you get in there, lifting up his elbow and then sticking your thumb into his armpit.
27.
Ah! Yep, he's grabbed.
This is our neighborhood.
Smiling Manticore wanted his cargo. It's stolen property.
It's not stolen if you lost it.
You realize the Smiling Manticore will get the law involved if they can't get their property back. That's about all he has to say. Is you guys are wrestling, and he's not enjoying your thumb in his armpit, just pushing in and in. He's trying to wave his sword around, but you're kind of like underneath his elbow. Sonny. Oh no, sorry, they're not Kev. Sonny.
I'm so sneaky, I go on someone else's turn.
That's how awesome of a doppelganger. Oh, the doppelganger god. He steals your actions. But it can only do what you
Every
can do.
time Sonny's just acting confused that somebody stole his actions. This way. We're gonna just like help Cog up to his
Cog.
feet.
Yeah, you could spend your action helping him to his feet. Thank you. His speech is all screwed up when he's got hit point loss. The urban tracker is running down the road. He does pause for a moment, like he realizes that he's bleeding, like he's kind of on somebody's porch and trying to tend to his own wounds. He's got enough hit points that he'll eventually roll well enough. Or he uses treasure. Yeah, he stops and he drinks a potion and pours a little bit in a wound and looks like
Better days are ahead for him.
right. It's the last time he's gonna wander into the old stacks looking for constructs.
It's a bad neighborhood. You gotta stay out of there.
Cog, the mercenaries. Okay, this mercenary wants to get away, but now he's being grabbed. So he drops his sword. He can draw a weapon and grapple without grapple checks, or
I believe so.
So here, give me a second.
fuck it. We've only been playing the system for 12 years. We always have to
It's grapple, man. And then we just played another system. So in the other system, there'd be a flat check for you to draw a weapon.
Yeah.
I believe in this system you can draw a weapon. I don't believe there's a flat check for you to lose.
I don't think there's I think you can draw a weapon.
Okay, he's trying to stab at you with a dagger. He rolls a nat 20, Amadeus. He hits AC 14, which is not high enough.
Not high enough.
It came dangerously close from your neck, but just ended up nicking your neck as opposed to plunging into it. Yep.
My mighty hump.
Yep. 3 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can draw stuff, but you can't. One of your hands is considered consumed. So if you're like you
Got it.
what? Yeah. No two-handed
So
actions.
drop is free. Draw is 1 action. Stab. He actually has another stab. Whoops. Missing. Dewdrop is going to move over here to heal you guys. She's going to exclude the chupacabras and the manticore mercenary for her mighty channel of 3 healing. But that heals herself, Agony, Amadeus, and Kev.
12 healing.
Yep. Thank you, little bug.
Oh, yeah, who are these assholes?
This guy tried to take my stuff.
I wasn't talking to you, Kev.
He took my sword.
You're weird.
Kev. I imagine moves around like that, Mark.
If he sees Kev going in for the kill, he's gonna let him go. Like, I don't know if I can do that as a free action or.
I think you drop. I think you make those decisions on your turn. So you're like, ugh. Kev's going over, not for the kill, but he's definitely going in for a swing.
He's going over for the chop.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So.
Sorry, you got both sides of this.
Yeah, that's. I'm the one who's rolling. Plus 8 flank. C26.
Yeah. Yeah, you find.
Snookatook.
And AC 19
Yep.
hits because he's.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
Making an X across
the guy who didn't go in for the kill just did plus.
Oh, well, the guy who went in for the stab,
2d4 plus 6.
No, it'd be 44.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2 hits. 44 plus 2d6 plus.
12.
46.
Oh, he's got 2d6.
Oh no, that's right. He's got. He's only got.
He's got 1d6 sneak attack.
Yeah. Plus 8.
I didn't think doppelganger gave you sneak attack.
No. Oh, you only got 23 damage.
23, 31. Okay, this guy's not bloodied yet.
See, you just rough him up a little bit. Just touch him up.
Agony can hit him from there. It's 2 hits. While power
This
attack.
gang doesn't have a lot of goods in their alignments.
He sees he's giving you some problems, so he hammers his hammer in across the guy's stupid helmet, and then flips the pointed end of the loosened hammer and rakes it across his neck. He tries to catch and finally does catch some flesh and rips. The guy screams out loud. He is bloody because of that 64 damage. He is very hurt at this point. Oh, let me go! Let me go! I'll tell them I didn't find anything.
Yeah, that only works if you all say have the same story. I don't think it's happening, quite frankly.
Dingle. Oh, you mean all the guys running away
Yes.
to get their stories
If
straight?
all of them said, yeah, they weren't there, that'd be fine.
We didn't find anything. What happened to the wizard? Don't know. What happened to the dude? Don't know. What happened to your cargo? Don't know.
I don't
We
know.
didn't find anything.
Dingle.
It was just a real bad day, boss. What can I tell you?
Dingle's gonna go back to the you're right down there, Duggan.
You can see Duggan floating around, having a conversation with the
All right,
lady.
so
Where's my wizard?
we're taking him inside because it's raining and we don't want the wizard to get soggy. He might shrink.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, you make this so fucking hard, you people.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna, scream if you're being eaten by the horrible spider lady.
Slake drops the wizard body inside.
And then he's gonna go up and climb up the ladder.
Amadeus.
Amadeus is going to pull out a rope.
Okay. The guy looks worried.
Yeah.
25.
His CMD is 24. So you pull the rope, and he is helpless.
And he looks at the other two. Leave him!
He's just he somehow wrapped the rope around his head a couple of times and then cinched it around his arm. He's all winged. And then when he reached out towards you like you expected, you just sort of threw a little loop over the hand and cinched that in. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, when you get greater grapple, are you doing this in like one turn?
I could be doing this in one turn right now, but I've decided Amadeus doesn't use his bite and free grab on humans.
The thing that drains con.
I don't have to do that, but if I use my bite attack, I get it's got the grab action on it.
This is the lamprey mouth thing.
Yeah. So theoretically, I could bite, grab, and then wrap up and run.
Bite, free grab, and then...
Yeah.
Look at your Dee Dee giggling. Amadeus! You got a lot of rope. Sonny?
Oh, that reminds me, Marty. Thank you for looking up all those different ropes, because now I know what I'm going to use my money for.
Buying stronger and stronger ropes, and eventually I think you probably use chain, but then you're getting into like how much chain can I actually carry?
Yeah, at that point.
Sonny.
This way, Cog. This way.
Yep. The urban tracker. Okay, I think we're at the end of round 13, and basically we're out of combat. There is a guy who's helpless. He does not have the strength to bust from the rope. He's trying. He tries a little bit, but then just sort of lies miserably in the street. He's like, I won't say anything, I swear.
I think we'll coup de grace the chupacabra. I don't think we want it alive.
Okay, so Amadeus goes over and just...
Yeah.
Kind of bends the thing, snaps the thing's neck off to the side. It dies and shits itself in the street.
What differs descriptions?
Agony just standing in the street with his lucerne hammer out, and just sort of like scans the street as the rain patters down, kind of coming sideways as water gurgles over his clawed feet. The invisible pixie complaining about how wet it is. At least it's not acid rain today.
Acid rain?
So let's have a conversation between Das, Amadeus, and Dewdrop. You two are going to explain yourselves. Both of you.
What do you mean? I have a drink.
I will slap you, Kev.
I saw both of you.
It's afternoon, so it's okay. You did the chores and everything. Look around.
There's a smiling kitty cat thing, Smiling Manticore on the side of the wagon, and these guys are wearing Smiling Manticore mercenary badges.
Manticore. They're the ones that Agony scratches for a moment. They're the ones that were transporting Cog and Slake.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, why don't we just Amadeus, you got I think there's going to be a kick in the head or whatever is required to knock this guy unconscious if we're going to start talking about stuff of that nature.
Yep. Yeah. You,
Hey,
you could
guys.
you could take a swift boot to the head.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, you always know that it's the right time for D&D when you're streaming from your phone, hiding in your bathroom.
Are you just calling to say hello, or am I fiddling with the panels to get you in here?
I can have the conversation with Kevin.
Oh, okay,
So
great.
give me a sec. I'll call from my laptop.
Okay.
Give me a sec.
We're having all sorts of nonsense talking about the pixies coming out of the boot. You know that boot over there, the pixies come out of that boot. Pixie boot.
For mercenaries, we don't want them crawling around this place. Yeah, but we let him go. He knows where we are. So does the one who ran down the road.
If we kill them, they no doubt have friends. That makes the vendetta will be personal instead of professional.
Tie him up to that post over there. Take his things.
Tie them both up there.
Okay. Dee Dee goes fluttering over to this guy.
Oh, sorry, I don't know.
Nice necklace. She grabs a necklace, which is what she wanted to do all along, but all this healing stuff got in the way.
Got in the way of her
She
fun.
she does stabilize this guy, even though he was not bleeding. Okay. The two of you, or the three of you, four of you with Dewdrop, four of you take their armor and their weapons and gear and pick up some of the stuff in the road. What do you?
Does Kev know about the ability to cast, forget arrows?
We've had a lot of conversations around Kev, thinking that Kev was just window dressing or like a wallflower. So yeah, he knows what the original party can do.
Okay.
Because he was like collecting groceries for you guys and like listening in.
Yeah.
You guys would stand near the entrance while he was half passed out with the horse, and he was listening to all of you. He knows Dugan the best, though. We'll say, because he's been
lived with Dugan for a long time.
Yep.
So I know I'm just connecting here, but I would assume he might think that we could probably wipe both of these guys' memories, and then they don't remember the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, does anyone have an umbrella?
Agony walks over to the cargo wagon and grabs kind of like a big piece of it off the side using his claws to cut it, and comes back, and pretty soon you guys the rain is just sort of pelting down on this tarp, and Dewdrop, you can see, is feeding her pixie dust directly into the mouths of these two unconscious guys.
Yeah, if they remember things, yeah, they might forget some of it.
Let's hope.
I'm going to spend a DM point for us not to roll it, and we get to have it be a story thing later as to whether or not they remember.
Yeah, it's like what they're going to remember is they went into the neighborhood where the urban tracker said he thought where these things lived, where they've been spotted before, and then they recognized Agony, and then they woke up.
It was like 5 minutes. So did we chase them for 5 minutes?
No. So this is.
So they remember they went into the neighborhood.
They remember they were going to the neighborhood where.
And then they woke up.
And
then they wake up. All their stuff gone.
Tied to a lamppost.
Tied to a post. Okay, so you guys are making your way. Are you doing anything with the cages or the cargo wagon or the horses?
Amadeus is going to try and flip the wagon.
Yeah, between Agony and Kev, the three of you have enough strength to right the wagon. The wagon does have like stained along the side of it the symbol of the Smiling Manticore.
Yeah, we've got paints for that though.
Okay.
Look, little one, a whole canvas for you to paint upon.
I'm gonna make it pink.
Slake will love that.
Pink with rainbows and smiley face. Oh, we can make it the smile wagon. No, not pink. We'll make it all black with big yellow smiley faces.
Sure.
I'd ride that wagon.
Slake found out about the smiley face. He got angry, but I think he likes it in a weird way. We're working on him. We're doing good work.
I was not saying anything, so
Why are you being mean to
Sorry,
Kev?
I'm trying to get in and it's slow.
That's right.
Why are you being mean to Kev?
I'm not being mean to Kev. Kev's been keeping secrets from us, little bug.
Oh.
No one asked me anything. You guys just let me be. See there?
Blockhead's gonna have 2 friends. We're gonna have a stable.
Yeah, you'll be lots of friends. Yeah, be great.
All right, well, you bring this around the side. I'm just going to add the cargo wagon and the 2 horses to your stable.
We're gonna need a bigger grassy patch. I'll have to start casting those
Yep.
the plant growth or whatever. The
Oh, yeah, just to feed the horses.
All right, I'm going to bring all the tokens to the steel rose outside, I think, from the neighborhood map. What are you doing with the... I guess you collected the winged kobold stuff too and tossed that body. No, actually Agony's carrying that body with him. It's a body.
So try stitching the wings onto him.
That's funny
Hey,
right
look,
there.
that kobold has wings.
That's funny right there. I'm gonna go to the stairwell, I think. Yeah, you guys are...
All the fun stuff happens in the stairwell.
All right, Slake ended up dragging the hippogriff in with the supervision of Capra, and they're sort of looking at the thing. Slake's asking questions like, "Is it magical?"
Well, it's a beast which has, from the way the books say, they call them magic beasts, but it's not like a wizard. It's like, I'm more magical than it is. Don't punch me.
Famous last words.
Who am I missing? Oh, it's Slake, Agony, Didi, Amadeus, and Dugan's in the...
I'm grabbing him.
Yeah.
It's a bourse. It's a bourse, which is it's a bird mixed with a horse. It's a bourse.
It looks unnatural. We should just step on its head and feed it to the sewer.
No.
Fucking
So-
leave me hanging, eh?
I told you the spiders are gonna eat your face. Some spider lady.
So fuckers in the basement.
That would be Gillis in the basement. She's taking a nap.
Is Cog functional again?
Cog has 0 hit points.
So he's...
You're in that weird state.
You know that lizard from the rat den? It crawled up into the basement there and ate all the bodies we put down there.
Help.
Oh, sorry.
Didi's gonna come over.
Are you okay?
Help.
I tried to use blessings on him, but the magic didn't seem to take.
Yeah, he's not very good at accepting healing.
You should learn how to accept magic.
Yeah. If everyone gathers around, everyone's hurt over here. Just gonna stand around Cog.
Oh, why are there 2 cogs?
Just stand around the broken Cog.
So does Slake take magical healing, or is it just arcane magic he hates?
He doesn't like any magic at this point in time. He does heal half the rate, same as Cog. He is a
Can-
But he can heal naturally though.
he can heal via magic fire, and he can repair himself.